So let's get started. So welcome to the Expanding Your Networking Network for Success. And thank you for joining me tonight. This is what you sign up for today. So we'll have 4 sprints, which I hope everyone will be engaged. And also we will have a bit of story sharing. So this is my journey. As you can see, so I came to Australia in 2017, July 2017, for my Master of Business degree. And I graduated from UT Business School, Master of Business degree in July 2019. So in between, in these 2 years, actually, I have done all these things. But I highlight, I would say it's in more than 100 networking events. That's why Alex introduced me as a serial networker. And more than 1,000 connections have been made during these 2 years. And then there's a son right after my graduation, which is my employment with CPA Australia. For students who don't know CPA Australia, it's certified practicing accountant. So it's for accountants to get a certificate and designation, and that's a lifelong designation. And it's also a title. So actually, we have a industry guest today with us, Laura, and she's a CPA. And also in that, I met Laura. So, but I have a question for everyone now. Before that, can I have you answer some questions? Sorry, I just realized we forgot to set up the poll. Okay, so first of all, here is the question. So when do you think the time, like when did it happen? This CPA Australia employment in July 2019, when did it happen? So before I get started, sorry, I need to let you know that. Let me just jump back to the session. So in here, I'm gonna introduce a few features in Zoom, okay? So you can see at the bottom of your screen, there's a reaction. So if you click, you can either clap, pause, or thumb up, or this, or you can be laugh out loud, whatever you wanna do, okay? Show some reaction. And also there's a chat box where you can type in your questions or your answers, and that's how you can interact with us. Oh, thank you, Vishnash. Okay, so before we get started, there's a poll, and it's the myth of networking. So let's get started. So is networking important? Is networking important? Please, everyone, just click your answer. It's a yes or no question. And hi, Ralph. I can't see the result. Thank you. So everyone thinks it's important. Let's jump into second question, question 2. Question 2 would be, what is the purpose of networking? So you have got 3 options. Actually, 4 options. I will also type that in the chat box so you can see there. What is the purpose of networking? Nice, to expand your network. That is a good answer. And let's see the result of question 2 if most of the people have answered. All of the above. God, you guys are already know the answer, have known the answer already. So let's see question 3. So question 3 will be, whom should I start networking? So you've got options, hiring managers, recruiters, and your peers at uni. And let's see how everyone thinks out of the both. I'm proud. Actually, somebody said peers in uni. That is a great mindset. Question number 4. Question number 4 will be, when should I start networking? So after I enroll in a university, or the last trimester or semester of my study, or the last year of my study. Let's see what you think. The answer is now. Nice. The last question. So as a student, I don't have anything to offer at an industry networking event. Yes or no? True or false? Let's see. Great. Okay. So pretty much everyone has the right mindset at the moment. And let's get back here. So, okay. So when do you think the time I got an offer from CPA Australia after my graduation? You're welcome to unmute yourself and answer, or you can type in the answer in the chat box. When did you think the time point that I got an offer from CPA? Okay, so actually the day after my graduation. That is why the sun and the plus sign are so close, because that's actually the day after my graduation. And after that, actually, the next employment happened when I was still a CPA, and when I knew that I'm gonna change my job and I'm gonna look for another employment. And that was the time I spoken to my current manager in Kaplan Business School. And also that is from a connection. So every recruitment happens in a week or 2 days. How did that happen? It's all from networking. That is why today we're here to talk about networking. So networking 5W. First of all is what is networking? So network, if you look up in the Oxford Dictionary, it means a closely connected group of people, companies, etc., that exchange information, etc. So please, and I'm going to emphasize in the word exchange, because it's going to be give and take, and also it's not going to be one way. It has to be a two-way. So it's an exchange. Please remember, it's an exchange. So you're going to think what you're going to offer to others. And I will show you actually you have more to offer than you thought. And why do you have to network with people? The fact in, not just in Australia job market actually, but in Australia, 75% of job vacancies are filled without or before the external advertisement. So think about that. So what other ways people recruit when there's a vacancy in their company? Actually from internal referral. Just as when I was offered the job at CPA, I saw the job advertisements on Seek, but I have already got an offer. That was like a real story. So with this fact, you will know you get a network. But why? So for many people, actually, not just these three, but these three main reasons why people network. So either make friends, make new friends, exchange information, or get a job. And the top mission, the top on the pyramid is to get a job. However, this is the purpose pyramid. I'm going to show you the behavior pyramid. So you should do the other way around. So the most important thing for you when you're in the networking event, no matter it's online or when we get back to normal, you can literally go to a physical networking event. Please set your sight on making new friends without any purpose, because people can feel that you go to them for some purpose. And there's a fine line between being goal-oriented and selfish. So think about the time, probably you remember that somebody go to you just for something they want without thinking about how you feel, or without even saying hi to you or introducing themselves, and you don't even know them. How would you feel? So we would do a bit of like activity to let you like actually experience that, and who you should be networking with. So actually all of them, but you gotta be a good person with your peers at uni. Think of a person that you have to do group assignment together, but that person isn't very reliable. Will you think about refer them in the future? Also think about like how long do you have to know a person to be able to refer them, or how well you have to know the person to actually make a personal reference. So think about that and all that together. And who knows, your next peer, your next, like the person you knew from your class, and in the future that become the next Steve Jobs. Who knows? So be nice to everyone and be a good person at university. When you're doing assignments, please be responsible and do what you should do, and think of you as a person that you want to work with and be that. So it's actually a circle surround you, and your peer can know some recruiter, and recruiter can know hiring manager, or your peer become the recruiter someday, or probably they become the hiring manager. You never know. Also, and now when should you start networking? Actually, you should start now. But if you are like you say, oh, I'm gonna graduate, is it too late? Well, today is always early and tomorrow, right? So just start now. And if you keep thinking about, well, but then what do I do now? Now here we have 40 something people in this room meeting. These are the people you can start with. And where you can network, you can do networking. So first of all is your classroom. And secondly is student associations at your uni. I personally was highly involved with student association just because I had a mission in mind that I wanted to contribute. Because back when I was at uni, I saw there's balance of Asian students and international Western students in this association. However, actually, Asian students were the majority of student cohort in my faculty. So I decided to change that. And I was able to be endorsed by an Australian student and became the president of Business School Postgraduate Association. And that actually strengthened my relationship with CPA Australia, work relationship. So also professional bodies. So for accounting students, there's CPA, CA, NZ, and ACCA. For business analysts, IAPA or ISACA are the good ones for you to be involved. For project management students, PMI Global, PMI or ISACA, they all have chapters in every big city in Australia. So do be involved and make connections and attend the events. My story with my career actually started with involved with CP Australia. So I was their student ambassador, although I wasn't studying accounting. But sometimes you'll be like, oh, but I don't know what I want to do. So even if I go to a networking event, I don't know what I'm going to ask people about. And I don't even know who I wanted to network with. Well, start here. So actually, when I was in the industry networking events, the very first networking event, I was in Australia. I came to Australia. I met my mentor in the industry networking event, and she was working for CP Australia back then. And that's how it all started, actually. So how it all started. So my mindset was very simple. Actually, it's just like Oh, I wasn't sure. So I had my career overseas before in Taiwan, US, and China, but then I didn't know what I'm gonna do or where I'm going to for the next step in my career. So I met my mentor, and I was very clear. I didn't know what I want to do, but I knew that I wanted to be like her because she makes everyone feel comfortable in any occasion. So that was very simple. So I just wanted to be okay. So I signed up for CP Australia student ambassador. Whenever there's an event, I go. Whenever she's going to speak, I go. Whenever there's a time that I can contribute to I can volunteer, I just go. So you can just find somebody. You can just go to a network event, or you be in the room, meeting room, like Zoom meeting, and then you don't know who you should be networking with, but find the person you wanted to learn from and start being involved that person's like public activities. So lastly, if you are a supply chain or in that area, there's a good organization you should, good professional body you should be involved with. That is Supply Chain and Logistic Association Australia. That is the biggest one. Okay. And where? So you're probably thinking about, well, during the pandemic, I can't even go out, especially if you're in Melbourne. It's all locked down. And if you're overseas, you'll be like, how do I network with people in Australia? Here are the channels you can literally do that. So meetup.com is a good one. Eventbrite is another good one. And internationals is for expats in different countries. Also LinkedIn. Oh, and also Facebook events, you know about that already. So all these channel, these platforms, the website. So today I'm gonna give you a lot of like keywords and also just a lot of like website and platform for you to do more research, because we don't have enough time to read through every important points. But take a screenshot or take out your cell phone, just take a picture. This one is all the channels you can find events for free online to start networking with people. And you can literally filter the industry or free event or paid event or in which location. So if you're an offshore student right now and you're thinking about coming to Sydney, so you can filter the location in Sydney and start building your connection. Okay, sprint 2. So now we're gonna have you allocated into a breakout room. May I have everyone just turn on your camera. Don't be shy. If you think you look a mess right now, okay, then leave it off. But please, when you're in the breakout room, do speak. And I'm gonna give you a question to ask your peers in the room. Do you have $20? 20 Australian dollars. Ashley, my friend, Nisha Kilapati, also my colleague from Kaplan Business School, she had this perfect example. But without saying anything, you don't have to say a lot about yourself. Don't say anything. Just go into the room, and we're going to give you 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, and ask the question. Just any of you in the room, be the one who starts speaking and say, do you have 20 Australian dollars? Can you give me that? Okay, so that's what we're gonna do now. Don't be shy, just be whatever. Like I said, just do that.
Hi, everyone. You should have seen an invitation to join a breakout room. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. You can stay here. Otherwise, just accept that invitation and you'll move into the room. Hi, everyone. Hi, Animesh. Would you like to join our breakout room? Done.
Hi.
Hello,
There was
Samuel. Hi.
my breakout room. Yeah. I was alone in the breakout room.
Would you like to join a room?
Yes, I was in a breakout room. I was in breakout room 5, but there
Okay.
was nobody there.
Ah, okay. Interesting. That must be everyone that's here. I will put you, Samuel E. I'll put you in a room in 2 seconds. I just need to find you. Bear with me.
Okay, I'm here.
Samuel, okay. Oh, there you are. Okay. I will move you to another room.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, Marit. Would you like to join another room? Or would you like, or you can just wait here until everyone comes back. They shouldn't be too far away. We'll just wait for everyone to join us back in the main room. Had a few people join us since. Welcome.
Are we all back?
Looks like it, Ruby. Over to you.
Thank you. So, how did you feel when you were asked that favor? You're welcome to unmute yourself.
It sounds so good. I mean, you just like go straight away
Yeah.
and ask like, do you have $20?
And did you want to give that person the money?
No, not really.
Uh-huh. Why is that? What was the reason? Give me one main reason why don't you want to give that person the money or give that person the favor?
I mean, for me, it's like, who are you again? Why are you asking me for money? Yeah,
Good one.
it's
Yeah.
weird.
So you because you don't know the person.
Mm,
And why? Doesn't it feel like a little bit like you're being robbed? No
yes.
trust established. Yeah. So all of that actually. So you all know the feeling. So there are the don'ts. So first of all, don't overthinking. A step back. So uh, before the pandemic, when we go to networking events, and you will see people actually panicking in the venue, or even in this room meeting, the room setting, when we're in the breakout room, sometimes people will still be nervous and overthinking. So still, there's a fine line between overthinking and self-conscious. If you're polite enough, and if you're empathize enough, if you're considerate enough, then you should be able to be confident and think of the mantra that just put yourself out there and don't overthink and start network with people. And they say hi. If you don't know what to say, just don't overthink and run away, or just keep participating. And second of all, don't be self-serving, just as what we did. So you ask for something you want instead of any in exchange. Like you can offer anything. For example, just a simple greeting, like "How was your day?" Right? Because think of just think about the industry attendee today, or like Ralph, or like Nisha, Emma, and Laura. They probably had a long day at work, and they're still here with us and to contribute, to volunteer. So don't be self-serving. Consider how people feel, and don't ask for a job or internship. Simply just don't ask a favor. This is like the same thing you're asking for $20 from somebody you don't even know, because it happens all the time with, I'm not just saying international students, but it tend to have higher ratio with international students, probably just because we wanted to get our foot into the industry, and also we have that pressure, like financial pressure, anything. But unfortunately, that is not the way that is going to help you. Also, don't cross the boundary. For example, if you're a full-time worker, think about that. You have only 2 days off or one day off. Sometimes you have to work overtime on Saturday, and somebody not only asks you for a favor, but also keep messaging you for the same favor, or keep asking you for all sorts of information over the weekend, message bombing you. So that's one of the example of crossing the boundary. So be mindful with the boundary with people. And if you don't know at the very beginning when you come to Australia, you can probably do some bit of observation. So learn from people or go to like these kind of events, and you can ask questions. And don't be desperate, because even if you show your desperation, that's gonna increase even more pressure on the counterparty. So it's not gonna really do like take you to where you want to go. Okay. So they're the main don'ts from what I've seen over the 3 years, or heard from industry like friends or recruiters, and these are the things they told me about the most major mistakes we could make when we didn't know how to. But keep trying, even if you like myself, I can't say I've never burned a bridge, meaning I can't say I never had failure networking experience before. Probably I have, but you're going to be able to keep going and lift yourself up. So now we're going to have next session. We're going to put you into different breakout room again. But this time I want you to first of all introduce yourself. I'll give you the sentence. So for example, I would say, hi, I'm Ruby Ling. I'm from Taiwan. I'm actually from Taiwan. And I've been in Australia for 3 years. I'm here today to share a story. So talk about this. And then you can you can say 2 truths and 1 lie and have people guess which one is the lie. Or you can do a scrum, 3 questions. You can say 3 description. So the first one is what I did today. And second one is what I'm going to do tomorrow. Third one is what kind of difficulty I'm facing. And probably somebody is willing to help. You never know. So this is what we're going to do in the breakout room. And please, if you can, put your camera on and talk. Be engaging.
Hello, everyone that's still in the room. So hopefully you've received a message to join a breakout room. If you would prefer not to, that's fine. You can just wait here, have a chat with me if you want to turn your camera on. Otherwise, the group will be back shortly. If any issues, just let me know in the chat or come online. Hi, Sifa, if you can hear me, if you'd like to join one of the breakout rooms, I saw you just join in, or if not, feel free to just hang here for a moment, but I can otherwise add you to a room. Hi, Letitia, welcome. If you can hear me, Letitia, I've added you to one of the breakout rooms if you'd like to join in. Otherwise, you can just wait here and chat with me. Everyone will come back shortly.
Hey, Raph, how are you?
Hey, doing well, thanks.
Sorry, I came a bit late.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
So yes, if you put you in room 1, there's a few others in there if you want to join in. Otherwise, just hang here and they'll come back shortly.
I guess I will just hang here. I'm
Yeah.
not in a good appearance to open my camera.
That's fine. It's not what this is about, but entirely up to you.
Yeah.
Emma's in room 6. Who else did I see?
The event in the daytime was fantastic.
Cool. I need to put you in Emma's room. She says she's got 2 that aren't talking. Do you want to move over there? You can leave your camera off.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Where's she gone? Emma. There she is. Room 6. Okay. Go and say hello. You can chat with Emma.
Thank you.
Just wait for everyone to come back in.
Hey,
Nearly everyone back. A couple more to come.
hey. I can see that we lost some people, so probably there's still like another step for them to get used to speaking with people in networking events. But good job, you guys hang on until now. So what's been stopping you to network with people? So how did you feel before we get started? How did you feel in that session? Did you feel that other people care about your feeling, and did you feel they genuinely wanted to know you? How did
For
you
me, I just skipped the tasks which you gave. I was completely, immersed in that conversation which I was having, and I didn't want to come out of that breakout room. I wanted to talk more. So yeah, it was a
did
good.
you
It was
have a
good.
did you have a good conversation?
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah. And did you feel better than the first breakout room, at least?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I feel more open right now.
Nice. Good to know. Thanks for your answer. So, what is the mantra you should have in the networking event? So let's take a look at networking do's, and I also give you a few of the steps what you can do in the networking events. So the mantra. So actually, in the poll, one of the questions was about, as a student, I probably don't have anything to offer in the industry networking events. The answer is no. So whenever you go into an online or offline, like in-person networking events, I want you to think that I'm here to contribute my time. That is the most valuable property you're owning right now, right? That's the most valuable capital you have, is your time and attention. Your attention, like you're paying attention right now while I'm speaking, while you're in the breakout room when other people are speaking, then that means a lot. And also your participation, like you're still here, you should be proud of yourself. So these are the things you can contribute in the networking events, not just with your peer right now. It's like in the networking event, in the industry, in any kind of networking events. Remember, these are the things, and those are the things that can't be purchased by money. So that's invaluable. So you own these factors that you can contribute in networking events. I also ask students in my breakout room. I have Yi Huang, she's from China, and she told me that, actually, sorry to share your story. So she told me that one of the reasons in stopping her to network is she's worried that her English speaking isn't good enough. However, the whole time we've been speaking English. So I can prove that her English speaking was 100% okay. And I'm going to share a story with you, is that before I came to Australia, I've been speaking American English for 20 years. And now my accent is an American accent or Australian accent, because I still can't do Australian accent, but I have to change some wording. For example, I have to say I can't. I can't say I can, because people ask me, I've been asked it before, saying, did you mean you can't or you can? So I had to change that. Then now I still can't do Australian accent when my accent's being messed up. But did that stop me to network? No. Did that stop me from getting a job? No. So that shouldn't be a barrier for you. Also, the key to improve your English speaking is speak more. So start doing that now. So first of all, when you're in networking events, just as what you did in the breakout room, so introduce yourself first and elevator pitch. I want you to probably take a note, write down the keywords. So if you search elevator pitch on Google or any searching engine, if you're in China, search on Baidu. If you're in France, probably Quant. So just search this keyword, elevator pitch. It's in the networking events, it's in the interview. It's for you to answer the very first question in an interview. Tell me about yourself or introduce yourself. So you're gonna deliver an elevator pitch. And it could be 30 seconds to 1.5 minutes. And the key points in each kind of elevator pitch for each occasion could be different, but you gotta have your elevator pitch. The real technique you should really have. Second of all, if you're in person networking events, do a good basic handshake. So you can also Google back handshake and you will see probably 10 types of most unforgettable business handshake. One of them is probably bone cracking. So have you ever been like shaking hands with somebody and you feel like your bone was broken by the other person because that person was just too strong or give you like strong handshake? If you're in online networking events, put on your camera because that shows like this. I'm looking at you. I'm not like doing something else, or I'm real person here and I dress in the way I should dress. So you can see that my presence here and you can interact with me. Also ask questions. You can Google information interview to find out step by step how to do information interview. Basically, it's a technique for you to ask right questions to find out more. So remember, ask questions. Do not ask for a job. It doesn't happen that way. For example, sometimes I got asked, do you know any internship? I do know, but why should I offer you that internship, right? But if you ask me a lot of questions about how you can get an internship, how you should work on your resume, I would be happily to answer your questions. And follow up. Only less than 10% of people in the networking events follow up. So if you follow up, you simply would be you'll be memorable to the person you met in networking events. Send through a thank you message or letter and make it personal. Don't just send like a thank you, right? So send out a meaningful message and follow up. So if you can practice all these steps and keep your sight on this, your networking result like accumulate by time, you will see, you'll just be amazed or surprised. Like I connect with probably more than 1,000 people. Just one person helped me to get my foot into the industry. Then my career started to soar from that. Okay. Next session. So we have another speaker here to share her story with you, how she do networking. So Xinyi.
Thank you, Ruby. I found the breakout room session very, very useful for me to also calm me down because I'm also a little nervous for meeting all of you guys today. But yeah, I'm much more better now. So let me just share my screen and share my story of online networking with you guys. So actually now I'm studying externally in China due to the travel ban, and I'm now doing everything online. So hopefully, is there anyone that just like me as an international student studying online at this stage? But I'm pretty much sure that if you're an international student for the first semester in 2020, I think all Australian students turn to online study now. So especially for Melbourne, the lockdown period is very tough for everyone. And yeah, so as for me, all things come to online, and all my day is about sitting in front of my computer and listening to the lecture recordings or jump into the Zoom meeting with my tutors and read the e-textbooks. But it's quite cheaper than handwritten books, right? And also complete my assignment and examinations online. So, staring at a computer without moving really harmed your eyes and backs. And I really feel I lost the connection with the outside world. And for me, I actually naturally think about how could I network and how could I connect with the local community in Australia. So just think about the question from a different angle. You may find that technology opens another window for you. And that's the beginning of my online networking. So I just take full use of, I just take the full use of all these online networking platforms like Zoom and LinkedIn. And I'm sure you guys are pretty much familiar with these tools. And also, thanks to all the amazing people and organizations who are running all the online webinars and workshops like this one you guys are attending, arranged by PTE Pearson and Insider Guides, the Amazing Australia X series that can connect us together through the online environment. And just as mentioned by Ruby, Eventbrite and Meetup, you may want to search for these websites and find networking opportunities. And the question is, a lot of people may feel uncomfortable when they reach out to strangers, and they may also think that there is no need for them to actively engage with others they don't know. Or they simply feel nervous when they speak to foreigners, or maybe they are not confident about their English, like they just mentioned by Robbie in the breakout room. A student from China may say that. And what I want to say is, don't think about so much, that don't overthink, like Ruby has just mentioned. Don't overthink, don't think too much, just step out of your comfort zone and see what will happen next. And once you have stepped from your comfort zone, congratulations. And you now have stepped into another step that is connecting and engaging with people. So I strongly suggest you start your networking from your uni, because you may find that there are a lot of resources you can use in your uni, like some employment webinars, academic workshops, and university clubs. And you can find one that suits you best. And in the uni, it's a small circle, and you may feel safe and comfortable in this uni network, because the people you met may be your classmates, your tutors, and the university staffs. And after being familiar with all the uni activities, you may want to find a broader platform to get engaged with others. And I strongly suggest you to go to the local international student agencies. And as for me, I'm studying at UniSA, University of South Australia, so I go to Study Adelaide. And if you're in Melbourne, just go to Study Melbourne and things like that, because these study agency is designed for international students. And so if you have visa issues, or if you are looking for a house, you want to find some volunteer or job opportunities, just go to these international student agency. And as for me, myself, I have attended a lot of activities arranged by Study Adelaide. And actually now they are conducting one career advantage program and another mind, body, soul workshops. And just look through their website and find the one that attracts you most. And after all these things, you may just want to explore more. And let me tell you my story with Insider Guides. And I found Insider Guides as the best guide for international students studying in Australia in CISA conference this year. And here, guys, if you don't know CISA, just search it through Google. It's another organization for international students in Australia. and it arranged annual conference. And after that, I searched Insider Guides, just like I recommended you guys are doing. Now, I searched Insider Guide, I found a lot of useful webinars, and I just registered for it and attended. And during the webinars, I actively engaged with the panelists and the host. So I just, without thinking about anything, I just sent messages in a chat box, just like you guys are doing, which is excellent. And I think maybe the host and the panelists may think, oh, such a weird name, and they may even have no idea how to pronounce my name. But I'm sure I impressed them with my questions, or maybe my greetings, or my expression of gratitude for the webinars. And guys, please notice that's the first step to get noticed by others, and that's the important step to expand your network. And I strongly recommend you do so. But the question is, even if you actively engage with people in webinars, but after the webinars, how can you keep in contact with them? So LinkedIn is a great platform for you to connect with them after the webinars. So you may just want to search my name in LinkedIn, and you may find my LinkedIn profile, and don't hesitate to click connect and send me a message and to let me know, or to let me know who you are and why you want to connect with me, because that's important. As mentioned by Ruby, it's weird if you said nothing. Just I wouldn't. I may not want to connect with a stranger. I don't know. Okay, guys. So and after expanding so many networks, the most important thing is you want to engage with people. You want the interactions with people. So like, what value you can add to that people or that organization. So I secured some volunteer roles through networking, because networking brings you information. And I'm now volunteering in the Australia-China Users Association as a partnership officer and Chinese language class tutor. So I will tell you that I use my connection with Study Adelaide, and I secured a partnership with ACYA's upcoming summit called ASOS 12. And I also got 1.5K sponsorship from Study Adelaide. So that's totally what network can bring you. And also Macropolo is another case. I met the founder of Macropolo, Sam, from CISA as well. So I just got in connect with him after the webinars through LinkedIn. And we kept in connection with each other by sending messages on LinkedIn. And once I became a partnership officer, I thought about his company. I think it would be a best partnership proposal for them. And successfully, they agreed. And as for my role of a Chinese class tutor, it is also from networking, because the education team of Arkia started to launch a Chinese Gaokao movie night event, and I'm just the right person because I attended the college entrance examination in China, so I was invited to be the facilitator at this event. And after that, the education team manager thought I'm very suitable for the upcoming Chinese language class, and invited me to be the class manager of the intermediate level class. So networking can bring you so many opportunities, and you can use your networking to help a lot of people, and in return, extensively expand your network. And I like to share you guys one amazing organization, because I noticed some of you guys are from China, and this organization, Australia-China Alumni Association, is not only designed for Chinese students, it welcomes all students who are interested in China and who want to get in connect with Chinese professionals. And just a couple of slides, because I actually advocate for Australia X, our session in my WeChat group, and they asked me to advocate for ACAA in this webinar. So guys, think about it. I think it's a great opportunity for you to apply the skills you have learned in this session, but just scan the QR code of ACAA and follow their social media channel. And we have different chapters, like Perth. If you based in Perth, you can scan the Perth QR code. And by doing so, just say hi, say hello in the group. And that's your first step of networking. It's the best opportunity for you to apply the knowledge you have learned today. And just in conclusion, first step is to step out of your comfort zone, and next, get connected and engage with people. And I'm sure you will find more opportunities and accelerate your success. Thank you so much, guys. That's all for me today.
Thank you so much, Xingyi. So actually, as you can see, Xingyi has volunteered a lot of her effort and time into student association. And ACA is actually, as she mentioned, it's a national networking student association. So there is a networking session. Can we have the poll after the personal branding sprint?
Sorry, say that again, Ruby.
We have another last sprint for personal branding.
Yep, perfect.
So what is personal brand? If you have to describe yourself in 3 words, what is your personal brand? Can I cue Laura Stouter? If you have to describe yourself in 3 words, what do you want people to see you?
Probably helpful, friendly, and I guess easy to approach. I'm not someone to be scared of, even though I'm German. Not too many words for a personal brand.
And describe your profession.
Oh, so just to leave
What
into
do you
this
do?
stereotype, I'm also an accountant. So usually I'm like, oh, hi, I'm Laura. I'm from Germany and I'm an accountant. Everyone's like, oh. But this is what I'm trying not to be. You know, we can be funny. So maybe funny can be part of my personal brand too.
Okay, so we all have heard what Laura wants people to see. Let's see her personal brand. Aha. So she's an accountant, as you can see, right? And she's also a public speaker, and she's a CPA.
I feel like the first thing you should point out is that I have not updated my profile picture since my hair changed, which is a no-go.
But it's okay. Your profile picture looks more accountant, the current one. So yeah. So as you can see, her profile, LinkedIn profile, just consistent is what she wanted people to see. She's a friendly accountant and also approachable. So like this gesture she's having in her cover picture, like come up, open, that is actually engaging hand gesture. Okay. Another example. Can I cue Nisha to the party? So what is your personal brand? If you have to describe yourself in 3 words, 3 words.
Well, I would say engaging, warm, and resilient.
Okay, what about your professional image? What is your professional brand? 3 words.
Oh, Jesus, mate. You put me on the spot. Well, I would say more of a partnership engagement, and would say a speaker or a coach. 4 words.
Can I say professional? I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah. All right.
Let's have a look at her personal brand.
Yeah.
So yes, you can see that that's her LinkedIn profile page. Okay, so that is personal brand. So think about yours. What do you want people to see you? And that's going to be your personal brand. So sit down to yourself and think of probably not just 3 keywords, because probably you have a bit of characters and that's hard to describe yourself just within 3 words. But give it a think. And personal branding means a lot for you to create online presence. What do you think if you see this picture? What would be the keywords you think of when you see this one? So
Scary.
as you can, but he does dress well, right? So as the president, he stood it up. So actually, personal brand is about your appearance, your dress, and the way you talk, your hand gesture. But online, like if it's just a picture and everything, actually, I manipulate his personal brand by choosing this picture, pointing at everyone. So then Nisha say looks scary, but actually he has other probably more gentle kind of picture, right? And that's also a brand. But they use a lot of things like the logo, and then they use a lot of things pivot this logo to create a brand. So now you see that probably see joyful because you have great time with your friends at McDonald's before, and you probably think of other things. Those are the brand. So as Shini just mentioned, she actually did her networking online when she is still stuck in China, can't come back to study in Australia. So why do you have to use LinkedIn? Actually, if you ask anyone in the industry, recruiter, hiring manager, or whatever, like a career coach, they'll tell you LinkedIn is very important, especially in Australia. So how many people in Australia, this huge region? 2.4 million. 24 million, sorry. Yeah. So, and the job market isn't huge. So if you have LinkedIn, it's actually functions as your professional online presence. And you gotta have your LinkedIn profile picture and your cover picture. So then you can tell her a full personal brand. You don't have to have a fancy picture, just dress, formal dress, wear formal dress, have a clean background, that's all. And you can start online networking and connecting with people. And as we just mentioned, start now. All right. So the key takeaway for you today before we jump into the Q&A session and also have you answer the last poll, let's connect. The key to networking I'll give you today, the key takeaway for today is 3 G's. So it's genuineness. Be genuine with everyone you talk to. Be genuinely caring other people's feeling, and be genuine, just be yourself. For example, I'm gonna do another story sharing, very short. So when I just came to Australia, I had zero knowledge of the culture here, but I started going to the networking events. You know what I see when I was in the venue? I saw there's a lot of students in the queue wanting to talk to people from the industry, but nobody saw that the speaker or the attendee from the industry was so thirsty. I saw that that person keep like looking at his glass, and I just figured out what he drank for the last drink. So I started bringing in drinks to everyone. I'm not saying if you go to networking events when you can, then you're gonna bring like, drinks, and then the attendee has like 10 drinks lined up. But I'm saying just be genuine and then genuinely care about other people and be yourself, because I probably think I'm probably highly sensitive, so I tend to just notice what people need. And also generosity. So be generous to offer to exchange your ideas or information or your feelings, or just be generous. Be generous. Like Shane was very generous, like sharing all the information how she did networking with people and how she managed to do that. And also she shared that channel with you, and also share the information from her student association. And also be grateful. Gratitude is the third G. So I want you to be grateful for yourself for being today, and also stick around until now. That is a great achievement. And I want you to be grateful for Pearson and PTE Pearson, and also Insider Guy for organizing this event. So big applause to yourself, and please connect. And if you have LinkedIn profile, I encourage you to just pop that in chat box now, so everyone can start connecting with everyone else. And if you haven't had, you can either scan this QR code, or you can write down this URL. And if you really want to connect, you have to create a LinkedIn profile. That's my way to force you to do that, because that's your stepping stone to open the new gate to connect with others. So now we will jump into Q&A if you have any questions. And also, Ralph, I know there's a poll, a very important poll.
I'm not sure I have the last poll, Ruby, but I can put it in if you send me the question in the chat. Then I'll be able to put that up for you.
I saw a poll. There's a feedback.
Oh, the feedback poll is live, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. So I'll also just copy. So do you have any questions before we end this session? And does anyone stick around to network with each other or know more about each other?
Got a few cameras that are off. I can see a few LinkedIn profiles in the chat, which is great. Got a quiet group here, Ruby.
Okay,
I'll just start with something, Ruby. Why do you think is it important for students to have any kind of engagement
with each other?
With each other? Do I really need to interact with anybody unless there's any job available? Like,
no.
Can I answer that?
Please.
Because when you apply for a graduate role, there's probably going to be 300, 400 people that apply for the same role. So what do HR managers do? They look for the one thing they can sort you out. Like they can flick people really easily. That would be spelling mistakes. And I guess in our case, or in my case, it was going to be visa, because I did not have a temporary visa when I was on a bridging visa, actually, which is probably even worse, when I was looking for a job. And I feel like when you network, you can go around that issue, because they get to know you without really thinking about the visa problem. They build trust towards you. And if they feel like you're a good person for that position, then the visa is only like second, I would say, because there's a solution for that. But if you are in that pile with all of the other people, very easy criteria to be sorted out for. I think that's one of the main reasons why I always say to international students, like, network and think about different ways to apply for jobs than just replying on a Seek advertisement. That would be my.
And also not just for international student. I don't like international student to put yourself in a special position, because that's gonna disadvantage you to be out there or just to look for opportunities. Even for Australia, even for Australians. So how long does it take if you apply for a job from normal procedure? How long does it take normally? 3 to 6 months, not just for international students. So if you start networking, think about that. If you're a last year student, I'm not trying to freak you out, but if that takes Australian 3 to 6 months, and with your like self-doubting and thinking about you're not good enough with English speaking, and thinking about, oh, I don't have the visa to work permanently here, then how long does it take? But actually, it's all the same. And you know, yes, it's actually
Also,
the same procedure.
you actually bring a lot to a company for being different. Like the place I work for now, we're like 9 people. Only maybe 5 are actually Australian. Some come from New Zealand. We have someone from India, myself. Like it brings so much cultural diversity and different perspectives to a workplace, because you all have been raised with different circumstances. You think differently about a problem. And there's a lot of fun going on just about the random pronunciation issues and things. Like you just got to accept who you are, and that's what makes you special. It is not a downside as such. I just said that with the visa because that's the most question I get. And yes, it may be a disadvantage, but don't focus on that. Focus on your advantage as being different.
And also, so we're speaking about visa. So everyone can guess what's my visa situation at the moment.
PR?
Yeah, I have a guess. Come on, you're Australian
visa.
and no,
I should know this. We're friends.
no, like nobody speaks. Come on. Okay, Kelly. What do you think my visa type is?
PR.
Yay! I wish. I'm on postgraduate work student visa. So is that better? Yes, I have to work my ass off to, sorry for my language, I have to work a lot on that to find a way out. But I had an opportunity to do skill assessment through business analyst, but I didn't choose that because I know I'm gonna hate my life for the next 2 years, because I will be focused on that. But do you need a PR to do a lot, to do what you wanna do? I love my job, to be honest. I love everything I'm doing. And I'm trying to just like contribute whatever I can, because when I was studying, there's so many people help me. And even if I just wanted to help people, and I realized that's what makes me happy. So that's why I went to networking events, because actually I can help people. So you don't have to put that as the first priority and then just sabotage yourself. What you have to do is to know yourself better and to start engaging with people, because back to Nisha's question, once you start talking with people, probably realize that there's so many people having the same problem with you, and they just don't talk. And once you talk, even just vent, you feel much better. And also, how as I mentioned, like how do you know like your classmate wouldn't be the next Bill Gates or something else? But probably they are not Bill Gates in the future. But you know what? I always hear from my uni friends who graduate later than me, and they just got a job right after graduation from reference to another friend, because they used to be in the same group assignment, and so they knew each other better and knew each other well. And then the one of the friends just got in the company a half year ago, and then he knew that she was good because they work on the group assignment together. So that's what I say. You should start engaging with people now. Just now, and always be the good person. Let's not be like so, as I said, there's a fine line between being selfish and goal-oriented. You can be goal-oriented, but also be a good person and contribute in any way you can. That's the key message here. So the 3 G's for you, seriously, just please try to practice that. I'm not saying you have to be the saint, but
Also, maybe you should add, it's not easy. I understand, like I was in the same position, but I was super anxious of not finding a job. And I think I was like freaking out spending all this money. So I figured what's the other alternative, right? Like I can either continue to freak out for the next 2 years until I graduate, or I can actually do something. And that's what I did. Like, thankfully, my partner was very supportive and he locked me in our bedroom until I had done what I wanted to do. But like, find an accountability partner and just push yourself through it, or be like, okay, Laura, if I write an email to this person, then I can go and get some ice cream. Like, set yourself something to reward yourself, because it's not easy, but it's worth when you land a job or you achieve what you wanted, I guess. But I feel like we should point out it's not as easy breezy.
It's not easy. Yeah, it's not easy, but nothing is easy in life. No, let's not go there. It's too deep. But the thing is, if you don't do it, it's going to be harder. It's not going to be easier.
And I just want to add one more thing, just to the Ruby's point. Networking. Even though, funny enough, me and Ruby work with the same organization, Ruby and I never met. All right. We created that bond and the engagement part, where based on how we bonded, she pulls me wherever she goes and I pull her wherever I go. It's creating opportunities for each other. And that's what it is. You don't have to meet to create opportunities for each other. So this is the huge best example I can give. So don't put yourself down saying that I'm behind a camera, I can't meet people. Don't be that. Just reach out to people, say you absolutely want to know their story, and trust me, they will completely help you for sure.
Just as Xingyi, she's still in China, but she can still do a lot. And information interview, again, please Google information interview, ask questions, do not ask for a job, because that's the way to go to burn the bridge. And probably you ask questions, you conduct information interview with 100 people and you got no response or a no. So what? If one say yes, remember what I said, I created, like I built 1,000 connections throughout the 2 years, but actually one person helped me. And I started with a pretty senior role, but that suited my expectation because as I mentioned, I had my career before, but actually you found that you have to start somewhere in Australia, even if it's unpaid internship. Just seize every opportunity and do not just sabotage yourself again. Yeah. So I'm conscious about the time. So does anyone wanted to ask questions, or because I'm so grateful that you guys are still with us, like 20 something people. I can't guarantee where you'll go, but I'm pretty sure you will have a pretty good turnout and you.
Hey, hi Ruby.
Hi.
Can I ask something?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, actually, I want to ask this. Being a antisocial person, it's a little tough to connect to people. So, have you any tips for people who are a little reluctant to just go forward and put a hand first? So, anything for a person like that?
So you're pretty reluctant to socialize with people.
It's a little hard for you to just step forward and sometimes say hi. You feel a little overwhelmed in a crowd. And networking is really important in a career wise. So that's why I wanted to ask this.
And can I, Harika, did I pronounce it right? So what was on your mind when you were thinking about, at that moment when you were thinking about going forward and reach
I'm going to be pursuing a master's, so I've heard a lot that for a great job you should be good at networking. You should go into crowds and try to talk to people. And being a little antisocial person, I feel like if I'm going to step into a crowd, maybe sometimes someone will not like me, as I'm an international student as well. So it's a difference in culture as well, and I'm new to a city, so it can be a little rough. So I wanted to just ask that.
Can I answer it?
Yeah.
Write yourself like 2 or 3 icebreakers down you can use, like, do you like the coffee here or something? But honestly, if you think you're disadvantaged, in networking because you are not Australian, you are wrong, because you are so interesting to everyone. Simply the fact because you've grown up completely differently. Like sometimes all I have to say is like, hi, I'm Laura. And people are like, oh, you're from Germany. I've been to Germany and blah, blah. And I'm sure this would be exactly the same for anyone else. Like use it to your advantage. And with English as well, like the main way you get better is by talking. And, you know, most Aussies, at least in my experience, are pretty impressed with the fact that you speak a second language. So don't focus on what you don't know or you can't say. Just be yourself. Like I still can't pronounce, I think, asparagus and some words. And people always make fun. And look, they are laughing. Always make fun of me.
It's
But
really
I just
assuring.
I don't focus on that because look, I can speak fluent German, they can't, right? And I've tried getting better at asparagus, but it's just not working out. So I just own it. So don't put yourself down. Have like 3 icebreakers and you can Google that and just go in there. And there's a really good quote that's called like something like, you just need 20 seconds of insane courage to make something work. So don't even get that brain started. Just be onto it.
Thank you so much. It was really helpful.
Can I share with you the last half part of the story? I said that at the beginning I went to the interview. Sorry, I went to the networking events. I didn't just like get in the queue and waiting to speak to the industry attendees. So you know what happened afterward? After students are almost gone, and I was actually just in the corner because I was like, wow, they're poor people after a long day at work, and they're just like there, and then everyone just trying to, you know, squeeze them for any kind of information. How did you get in the Big Four? How did you get a job? How did you pass the interview? Oh, what? Do you have an internship? You know, and that was like so tiring. But you know what happened after that? I didn't have to get in the queue, so I just see how I could help them. So I give them drinks and stuff, what they need, and afterward they came to me and they wanted to know about my story, like what was I there for? Or I say, same as anyone, I'm here to network, but I don't want it to over, you know, bothering people or just squeeze people because I wanted to see what I can help. And they all wanted to help me. They were trying to help me. So that's the first thing. And second thing is they're different kind of people, right? So there are people who had international experience as well. So who appreciate your effort, your courage, your determination to come to Australia or to make this big move in your life with the financial burden, with all other stress and all the pressure and all the roadblocks you have to overcome. And there are also people who just couldn't understand how hard it actually is and what's the challenging part of that. Do you want to be with that kind of people or the people who doesn't understand you? So they're actually a clear cut. There's no fine line. So just be around people who will empower you instead of who will put you down. And you can be yourself, but also force yourself to step outside the comfort zone a little bit, step by step, just a little bit. Every time, a little bit, every time. And then you will get there and you will attract the same like-minded people. Like Laura and I, we actually made in networking events and we both spoke a lot. That's how we connected.
Thank you. That was really sweet.
Any questions? Because if not, we're gonna wrap up here.
I had a question.
Yes, please.
The first initial icebreaker, if I'm able to cross it, I started a conversation with a person, and sometimes it happens that while in conversation, the interest starts to go low, and people don't really, the person with whom you're talking, they don't really like to engage in conversation more. So I wanted to know how to maintain that tunnel vision, that person whom you're talking to, they remain interested in talking to you. So how do we get past that awkward stage?
Awkward stage. So think of yourself as a and you have many different aspects. If this side doesn't work in this conversation, you can probably move on. Just suggesting. And also you can find another aspect to talk about. And sometimes in networking events, also try to know when to end the conversation instead of overbombing someone. That is also the like being mindful with the boundary, because that's the first meeting. And the key of my first meeting is to get somebody else to be interested in retreat. There's a very good video on LinkedIn. It's named Pitching Yourself. Search that, Pitching Yourself. It's really good. It's talking about how you create a successful first conversation. And the first conversation isn't for you to get a job, to land the next round of funding and everything. It's really good. It's talking about just to have that person wanting to have second conversation with you. And that's where it goes. So yeah, so don't be too give yourself too much pressure on the first conversation to achieve somewhere. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No worries. All right. So thank you everyone to stay with us until now. I'm so proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself. And thank you, Emma from Pearson. Thank you, Ruff from Insider Guides, for facilitating this session for us. And thank you, Nisha, and thank you, Laura. So give yourself a big applause. Well done, everyone. Well done. And let's keep connected and make sure you find each other on LinkedIn, okay? And do mention that we meet here. Otherwise, sometimes we'll be like, who is this stalker? No, I'm joking. I will always accept the invitation.
You're wonderful,
right.
Ruby. Thank you so much to all of you for connecting, and particularly to Ruby for your enthusiasm and passion for this particular topic. As you say, it's served you well on your journey, and but you've certainly made the most of it. And thank you, Laura and Nisha, for joining us, and of course, Nyi from China as well. Fantastic to have you here. And for everyone else, please join us again on Thursday. We've got some wonderful sessions coming up then on all sorts of different topics, specifically for international students. So connect with us on Facebook and keep an eye on the Australia X website. And we'll see you soon. Happy networking, and have a great evening. Thanks all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'll stay online if there's any questions. Otherwise, we'll slowly. We've even got some German, Laura. Thanks, Ruby, so much.
Thank you for having me. You ending the meeting or waiting for everyone to
I will. I was just hanging out until everyone leaves, but then I'll finish up. So I'll chat to you soon, and we'll see you in the next webinar. Next week, I think, isn't it? Interviews? Yep.
Oh, yes, 15th.
Perfect.
Looking forward to it. Oh my God, I got energy from this.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for being in touch. Bye.